Hi, well today hubby's cooking a super simple chicken curry tray bake, and this is in the October Tesco's magazine. And if you know hubby, he loves cooking from these magazines. I'll show you the front. It's the pumpkin one, and we've done quite a few recipes from this already. So, and this is what ours looked like when we finished. So how did we do it? First of all, we had some chicken thighs, which I removed all of the skin off, and I'll show you that later. And then into a blender, we need to add some garlic, 5cm piece of ginger, 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds, 2 teaspoons of coriander seeds, 1 teaspoon of ground turmeric, 2 teaspoons of garam masala, and then 1 teaspoon of chili powder with a couple of teaspoons of vegetable oil. So this all needs to go into here. Okay, so then I need to pop it into a blender and give it a little bit of a zap. If it's too dry, then you can just add a little bit more water. So this one was too dry for us, so just put in a bit more water and then give it another bit of a zap, because you want a nice sort of paste texture on it. So once you've done that, you then need to add into this some coriander stalks, which you've set aside from the coriander leaves, and give it another quick zap. And then just make sure that all those stalks have all liquidized in it, because you don't want big chunks while you're trying to eat your dinner. It's not going to be pleasant, so just give it a really nice zap. And then in a tray, you need to add a kilo of butternut. We used this, but actually, had we thought about it, we would have used a Berghoff roasting tin, because you will need to return this to the stove later on. Add in onions, which are chopped into wedges, and then some cherry tomatoes, which I absolutely love, and that gives you all the nice colours as well. I mean, you can't beat that, can you? You then need to add in your chicken. As I said, I took all the skin and the fat off mine, just to make sure it was as low sin as possible. Hubby wanted to make sure that it was well mixed in with all the veg, so it was evenly distributed, bless him. So he did really make sure it was all tucked in nicely. What we hadn't done at this point is we hadn't put the paste in, which we'd made earlier. We should have really put this in before we started putting everything into the pan. Next time as well, what I might do is marinate the chicken thighs in that for about an hour or so beforehand. Hey, that's what happens when you cook. You forget sometimes to do things in the right order. So it doesn't matter. Lots of salt and pepper. Well, not lots of salt, but enough salt. We're not a great fan of salt in our house, but lots of pepper. We do love our South African pepper, as you will know. So just get that and add that into there. Just a nice light sprinkling. That's it. Oh, okay, nice. Our pepper is quite spicy. You don't need to. Just top that in. And then give that a good mix around again. And then we finally got around to adding our sauce. It's quite a nice little paste. See what I mean? That could easily be used as a marinade about an hour before, because I think it will really get into the chicken meat itself. It was absolutely amazing, so don't get me wrong, but you don't have to do it. But I just think it would add something to it. What hubby did is he washed out the little pot that I liquidized the spices in, just to make sure we didn't leave any flavours behind. We don't want to waste anything. We probably caused it to have a bit more liquid than it should have done, but what's the point of having those flavours if you're going to leave them and wash them up and send them down the sink? So just give that a really good mix together, just to make sure that your butternut, your tomatoes, your onions and your chicken are well coated. Hubby got his hands well and truly dirty here getting this done, but he gave it a really good mix, just to make sure every biteful had those tastes in it even. And then all we need to do is pop that in the oven. Now it's a long bake. It needs to go in for an hour and a quarter. So we set the timer, and then just before it finishes, so about 20 minutes before, we then put some brown basmati rice on to boil. That was what was recommended in the menu. So just leave that to boil. I also then cooked those thigh skins off because I thought the dogs might like them as a little treat, and you'll be surprised. I'll show you how much fat later on comes off these, and this is again where you get your hidden sins from. You think, oh, it's only a little bit of skin, and if I crisp it up it'll be really nice, but honestly guys, you will be surprised. So anyway, back to our bake. We had to then take it out of the racing tin and put it into a sort of a pot that can go on top of the stove. So like I said, I would have done it in my Berghoff pans, which you can do both. The chicken was falling off the bone, I have to say. It was just really, really nice. Added some coconut milk, and again, if you're trying to reduce your sins, use a light coconut milk like this one. You'll be surprised. I think I mentioned it on a previous video. It's like 3 times more sins to have the full fat milk rather than the coconut one light. You can get it from, I got this one from Co-op, but Tesco's will do it at Sainsbury's. Just have a look around and just make sure, like I said, it is the light. Mix that all together and then leave it to come to the boil. I said ours was a bit wetter than the recipe showed. Now I didn't mind it, hubby did, but I think you could have left it on the stove a little bit more and sort of cooked off some of the juices. I think he was hoping it'd be a bit more caramelised with some of the veg, so I think maybe my Berghoff pan actually would have done it better, who knows. But just literally left it to bubble away and to cook down. You can just see, if you look closely, the bubbles appearing in the liquid, just to make sure that coconut milk is cooking through, because obviously you've just put a cold liquid into a hot dinner. And then that is ready for you to serve once you're happy that it's hot enough. You see, look, oh, I mean the colour of that, it's just amazing. It really, really does make a difference. On top of that, just add some coriander and some sliced chilies. The recipe said green chilies, but actually on the picture for Tesco's it was red. You just saw there the fat cooking away, and look, here it is. Look how much fat is there. The dog's going to enjoy that, I have to say. And here is the finished version, and it doesn't look too dissimilar to theirs, but it was so nice. I mean, it does look lovely, doesn't it? You can't say that doesn't look appetizing. So let me go and eat it. Hi guys. Well, the verdict is I thought it tasted really nice. Hubby's really disappointed. It was too wet. I think it's because he added more water to the paste, but then again it's just still burnt off. So I don't know. We're going to make it next week for some friends and see what they think. But the flavours were immense. They were so, so nice. It was just, oh yeah. And definitely would do it. I mean, would we do it in the slow cooker? And the chicken would probably, you know, do well with it. But then, like he said, butternut might be too moist, too mushy. I don't know. So, I don't know. But definitely, the recipe is amazing. We just need to get the liquid right. We think if we did it in a Berghoff pans, it would be completely different, because that actually caramelizes food better. It's a game changer, and maybe the bigger surface would have been better, who knows. So we're going to do it next week when we have some friends around for dinner, because as I said, you can't fault the flavors. It was just a little more liquidy than we wanted. So yeah, so thumbs up for me. So guys, I hope you liked that. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe and notifications. Okay guys, I'll see you soon. I'm going to watch Strictly now and chill out for the evening. So yeah, I'm catching up, I know. So I'll catch you later and I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.